Let me see a light, baby. I got
You think that's fair? If Candy Burns, the chick from Escape, her daughter's going to school right now, and her daughter like publicly embarrassed her, and basically said like her mom is not that smart.
whose daughter?
Candy Burns from Escape, the group with Tiny, T.I.'s wife,
Okay.
back in the day. So she got a daughter that's college age. She's like 19, and she was like, my mom isn't an actual academic scholar, but I just was like, damn, like why you just publicly embarrass your mama like that?
She isn't actually an academic scholar.
So she
What the fuck
says,
does that even mean? Oh, my mom doesn't have a degree in something?
the 19-year-old pointed out that her mom is no academic scholar. The school stuff I do on my own. I mean, she's not the academic scholar she casually mentioned. I mean, you're smart, but you have street smarts. And then she says, you're the smart that counts. You're smart when it comes to work and being social, all that. Just when it comes to academics, I don't think she trailed off at that end. Like, damn, you ain't have to, you could have just said that to your mama, baby.
Thanks.
And then she called her a hater. And then, but her daughter had a valid point. She said, her mom said, I didn't get to go to college, da 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 da. But she says, parents have unrealistic expectations. She said, because you've never been through the experience yourself and you've never been to college. So how are you putting so much pressure on me to go to college when you never went back to go and you got all the money that you got? But that's what she got to understand. Like, yo, your mom did all that so you can go to college. You can't just live off your mom money. Eventually, somebody gonna run out of money.
Chupapi muñeño. Chupapi muñeño. Chupapi mu fucking muñeño. Muñeño. Chupapi fucking muñeño. Chupapi muñeño. Mu fucking muñeño. Muñeño. Chupapi muñeño. 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 Chupapi muñeño. Chupapi muñeño. Chupapi mu fucking muñeño.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck does that even mean? Hey, why don't you send me some weird ass clips? When people do the dumbest fucking shit. Chupapi menino.
At what age should parents stop kissing their kids on the lips? That's a good conversation too.
Yeah.
I think it's people's business, honestly, what they do with their kids, but
Yep.
it's just like the breastfeeding thing, like that video of the little girl who was like 7 years old and still just walking up to her mom,
Yeah,
like,
you
bro.
look at that titty.
Like, that's the thing. If you, okay, she's 7 now. If you want to pump, then just pump your milk and let your family drink it. It has more nutrients than cow's milk. I get it. It's good for us because we're not used to it. But, like, to just have your 7 or 8-year-old or 10-year-old just coming up to you, just pulling your tit out to get some milk, like, that's really weird. I'd be like, 911, child abuse.
Really though, babe. See.
And you just now saw it. Proves my point.
Whatever. Yo, what up, guys? What up? Hey, hey, we went to bed early and we got sleep. We slept for about 5 hours and woke up, and now we smoking blunts. But my only question is, why the fuck is y'all up? What the fuck you doing up right now, bro? It's for me. It's 2:30 in the morning. I'm just saying, at 2:30 in the morning, what the fuck is going on?
Or is it another time where y'all
Y'all just up at 2:30 in the morning, and y'all ain't engaged in some type of mischief, malice, illegal activity? I can't believe that. You know, this the criminal hour. Good moral folks are asleep right now, dreaming about angels and Jesus. But your ass is up, waiting for the witching hour to roll on through. I see y'all some bad motherfuckers, man.
Fifth's birthday was January 13th. How old is she now? She's 65. She still look good.
Didn't they just do the see?
I always like the dark skin hair vid.
Yeah, but
I'm
didn't
not
they do
gonna
that
lie,
reunion thing?
I did like the light skin Viv too, cause she was really good. But the dark skin Viv, she just made the show. She was so beautiful.
I sleep when I die. That shit a waste of time.
Well, that's goody.
That shit is a waste of time, man. That's how I feel, bro. You get a little sleep, get up, and do some stuff.
Oh, MG. Seriously.
Damn. She just looked at me. I don't give a fuck.
I don't care. She looking too much. Why she looking so hard? Tell her pull her eyes up, above the waist, not below the waist, man. Respect his body.
Yo, that last painting I did, yo, that shit popping right now. It is a good painting, though. Everybody like that shit. I just can't wait for her to see it in person. Not Billy Mitchell Jr. Damn. So this is another one of my homies, like one of the dudes I know the fucking longest, yo. God. I grew up in Philly, and then when I moved to South Carolina, I was still young as shit, yo, like second grade. And then like two motherfuckers in my class that actually lived like just 2 blocks away from me. And they was already friends. So when I started hanging out with one dude, I got friends with the other guy, yo. And it was like my first real fucking friends.
Why are people so dumb? Like, I get mad when I watch sports, but not mad enough to break my flat screen though. Because it's Steve Loss.
I seen the one dude smash the shit with a ladder.
That's crazy. Now, the one guy who his son was being a little butthole and like he smashed his game or smashed. I think he smashed the TV or something. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Even that is like, why would you smash that expensive ass TV? But like, I guess if you got money to throw away like that, like, I thought that shit was funny as hell. His son was hurt, and kids need to learn how to put that technology down. So like, that's the one exception, because that shit was hilarious. But like, why are you breaking your TV that you probably just use your tax money for, or your STEMI? Over a damn football game with football players that don't even know you.
Don't give a fuck about you. You don't get none of their earnings off the games they play.
No, they getting paid off you, and now you gotta go spend more money to watch them again with your dumb ass.
That's the only
With
thing.
your
Like,
dumb ass.
I don't mind people who watch sports, but people put so much into their team and do shit like that, get mad and go buy like hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of merchandise because I gotta have the hat, the shirt, the jersey, the flags, and like.
Well, I kind of like all that stuff. I don't have it, but as somebody who's like an athlete, I have all my stuff, all my like, even like I played soccer once. Like I played basketball for real, but like I played soccer once. I still got like my old cleats, my old field hockey stick, all the shit I didn't even like. I kept all that shit. And I'm definitely like that person like at the game. Like when I was at the game, I'm like, throw the ball, shoot the ball, baseline, baseline. Like that's just, I don't know, that's just me. I be hype as shit. But I damn sure ain't gonna break my TV though. Or get into a fight at a game or no crazy shit like that. Like fans be fighting and shit.
Tearing shit the fuck up
Yeah, it's
when they
like what
team
is
lose.
wrong with y'all? Y'all are human beings fighting over a damn team. It does not matter. It just goes to show you people will fight over anything. Race, teams, gender, sexuality. People will argue over anything.
And just a few hours you were asleep, yo, there's like so many people. I just posted, somebody else shared that shit on their page, yo. One of my high school classmates. I love when people share my shit, yo.
Facts. Love the love.
That's the only thing though, got like 6 friend requests from that shit, but I don't be trying to act snooty or snobbish or nothing like that, but it's weird, like when I do, and this is a perfect example, and it happens almost every time, so the last commission I did is from a high school classmate of mine. Known her since high school, uh, and we've been friends on social media because we actually know each other in real life, you know. And so I did some artwork for her, and she has pictures of it, and so now she's posted it on her social media, and all of her friends and family are loving this thing, and they're like, "Well, who did it?" And she's telling them, "Yo, Travis did it." So she tags me in it, and then people feel like they just want to be on my Facebook friends list now because I did some artwork for a friend of theirs, and it's like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be rude or ignorant, but yo, you don't. I don't let people just because you know somebody and you saw a painting I did. Now I'm gonna accept your friend request on Facebook. It's just I don't know. Most people don't post shit I like anyways. I'm weird when it comes to shit like that. And like you guys see, when I be in here, I'll scroll through social media to look for news and like hot topics and shit. Like some people don't post a lot of shit I'm interested in. And once again, not trying to sound snooty or ignorant or like I'm better than other people or like that, but I don't know. It's weird. I don't send out a lot of friend requests and I don't accept a lot of friend requests. And then and over the past few years, I swear it's just like when it comes to social media, like you get to choose. And I remember my aunt, she has a Facebook page, but like she barely uses it because I don't want people all in my business and everybody seeing it. It's only what you post, and you can allow the people you want. And so it's like over the past couple years, I just try to keep my Facebook interactions like in just groups, like intellectual groups and artistic groups and shit like that. So you gotta be posting like a lot of art, like good art and shit like that for me to be like, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing what this person posts on a regular basis. Cause some people post a bunch of weird shit on a regular basis, and then you have those fucking meme guides who don't do nothing but like Jesus quotes and daily inspirational quotes. Like, oh my god, I get so tired of saying that shit sometimes. And I already have enough friends on my list who do that. Like, I don't need more people who just does that all day. And then somebody just told me to Google Red Summer, and they were like, "Oh, that's what I've been them cheap ass sheets from the dollar store, man." And that's what she's like, "That's what I've been studying the Red Summer. If you have any kind of books that you can recommend." But the Red Summer was the summer of race riots, and most people know about Rosewood and Tulsa, Oklahoma, but there were a couple of race riots in North Carolina and South Carolina. One of them was called like um, the Devil's Punch Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. Uh, and they just said like this one summer, like these these crackers just raided motherfucking black communities, slaughtering motherfuckers by the dozens and the hundreds, yo. The Baltimore way, what's that? Mm,
Mhm.
hmm I like that.
I don't think it comes with everything. I think it's just coat.
Mm. Still.
It's only $20. It's not bad. I might get it because normally they don't have the black one though that I really want. Normally they want like for those custom robes they want like $200.
What would you do if a grown person shoved your kid to the floor?
Fuck them up. What you mean?
I'm going to jail.
Yeah.
Well,
You better hope I don't got no taser.
I might
no
not go to
purpose.
jail because I'm about to claim this as self-defense for my child. Since my child cannot defend themselves, I'm stepping in the position as defender of my child, and you shove my child to the floor, I'm about to fuck you up, bro. I'm about to
Point
fuck
blank,
you up.
and you better hope I don't got a taser or a right to carry, like a license to carry, anything. Because whatever I have, I'm hitting you with. You don't hit a defenseless person,
Hey, Elizabeth.
even if it wasn't my child,
Yeah, I'm fucking you up.
or if it was an old person. Like you just don't. You don't fuck with old people, and you don't fuck with kids. Those people, they're off limits. You don't mess with people that can't defend themselves.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not
right.
even a fair fight.
Let's see some comments.
Or like people who talk about people's kids online, like.
I would have kicked their ass to a bloody pulp.
That's what I'm saying. Like, even the celebrities, I'm like, for the most part, they don't run their accounts, but do you think that they don't see the shit that people say? Like, how many people talk bad about Beyonce's daughter, Blue Ivy?
But
And,
that's what Joe Rogan said, though. Joe Rogan, like, you can't read that shit, yo. He's
Yeah.
like, you can't. He's like, even on my own videos, I don't read comments on my own videos because people are just mean and evil and rude and spiteful and just
and they just think
haters.
they're like famous, superhuman robots that don't have feelings and that they could just say whatever about them. Like,
hmm
And if everybody came back to your page and started doing that, you would be in a damn mental hospital. It's like, bro.
That's why they say don't read that shit, man. That shit'll fucking drive you up the damn wall trying to see what people say about you. Yo, Fo, what up?
I swear. And that's the thing. It's like you can say whatever you want about whoever that's an adult. I can take a joke, but don't talk about people's kids.
Yeah, they got the Godzilla versus Kong movie coming out.
You want to see that?
If I can see a bootleg version, I ain't trying to go to the theaters to see it.
Oh my gosh.
There's a lot of good movies coming out. I'm waiting for that Doom. The Doom movie.
I gotta go eat something real quick.
Yeah. I might bring my weed and grinder back up. I might roll up one more time before you go back to sleep.
I'm kind of disappointed by Tenet. It was
Yeah.
It was good, but like it just was
confusing.
It was so confusing, and I have to go back and like listen to everything, and then we already paid to watch it twice. Not gonna pay for it again, so it's just like, watch this shit when it come back out. But Greenland was much better.
Yeah.
That shit was like worth the money. I feel like Tenet wasn't even worth like $7, $14.
So we watched Tenet twice, for the simple fact that we watched Greenland twice because Greenland is a good ass movie. It's simple. It has the plot. You already, if you just watch the previews, you can already see how the movie is going to play out. It's one of those movies where it's really predictable, but it's just, the writing, the dialogue, hearing the conversation and how the characters interact is pretty cool. The special effects are awesome, and it's just a good movie. It's easy to sit through, and it's in some parts, even though you, like I say, you can kind of like play the plot out, it still gets a little like suspenseful, and I don't know, the acting was really good. And so Greenland, like, we watched it twice because it was a good movie. But then Tenet, we watched Tenet twice because we couldn't understand that shit the first time. It's like, what? What the fuck was that? You did, and then you went like, but then on the other side, and then it's going backwards, but it's going forwards. But they going forward, now he going backwards. And now they going backwards together. Now they going forwards, but now he gonna go forwards, and he gonna go backwards. I don't know. I think I watched like the first episode of Ozark, and I didn't get into it. I remember people were giving out a bunch of shows to watch, yo. And it was like, I don't know. My girl liked this one thing called Blacklist or something. And it's just like, I don't know. There's some shows like I don't know, man. But yeah, the first episode of Ozark, I ain't really like that shit. The last Joan I watched all the way through was Lupin. I watch every episode of Lupin, but it's like just one season, and it's not a lot of episodes. I think it's like 8 episodes maybe. But Lupin, that shit was good as fuck. And then right before that, I watched every episode of Queen's Gambit. That shit was good as fuck, yo. Yo, Queen's Gambit. That was a good ass fucking show, goddammit. I say that. And then they had the one black chick in there. She played a pretty cool character. She was, I mean, the younger character in her childhood, and then the one in her adulthood. They were like good characters. So it's like, even they at least had one strong black female character in there. But yeah, Queen's Gambit, Lupin, I rather watch some shit like that. But like that motherfucking that Blacklist and Ozark, I ain't really getting into that shit. That was something else. Started watching Nicolas Cage on the history of swear words. That shit is more comedy. They do give you the history of swear words, but it's like a bunch of comedians and fucking Nicolas Cage telling you about that shit. Yeah, my man say if you miss an exit in the DMV area, that's uh Maryland, DC is DC, Maryland, and Virginia. I think that's what that stands for. DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Hey, my man said, yo, if you miss an exit in this area, especially if you're in Maryland, you just added 98 minutes to your trip. Yo, because they exits be far and few in between, yo. Like going through, especially, well, I think like going from DC into Northern Virginia. Yo, if you miss if you miss your exit, they say, but the next exit be so far down, it be so much motherfucking traffic, bro. Like, you better make sure you know where the fuck you going, yo. You around, like you say, you around that DMV area, that DC, Northern Virginia, DC, and that Maryland shit. Yo, don't miss your exits, bro. Don't miss you. Listen to your GPS. Keep your eyes on the road, cause like you say, if you miss your fucking exit, bro, it's gonna be hard for you to get back to where the fuck you was going. Doubt Johnny cuss more than Sam. Ghana to build Wakanda City to serve as a pilgrimage for people of African descent. What the hell? This is from November of last year. I think I may have read something about this, but they didn't call it a Wakanda City. Yes, Cape Coast is the name of the city, not fucking Wakanda. Hmm. Clickbait. Oh man. All right. So now, since I finished Whoopi Goldberg, now since I finished that commission, um, it's back to my own art until I get another commission. Hmm. All right. Oh, getting so many nice comments on this picture, yeah. Yo, my bad, guys. Like I said, there are so many comments on that fucking painting. That shit was crazy just now.
Tuesday News Day, your number one resource for the entire week's worth of VR news. We've got new headsets, sick haptic and force feedback gloves, insane new motion displays with dynamic field of view. CES has started, and this means that we get to see a sneak peek into the future of VR. I'll be talking about everything relevant to AR/VR that gets announced at the event both this week and next, but we've got other things to cover too, so let's just rapid fire and get right into the news. Medal of Honor has received a few new updates that might change your mind about it a little bit. The most recent update gives the game a realistic scope video setting, which if you've ever played Medal of Honor. The previous scopes would do this weird thing where it takes your entire field of view when you look down them, and it was really weird, but it's fixed now. Scopes can be used like actual scopes. Additionally, there was some minor improvements to performance, but if you're looking for a really good World War II VR experience, Pavlov just got a huge update, and it's really, really good. 15 new guns, new character models, and crazily friggin' tanks. So now there's multiplayer tanks, and I'm not gonna lie, it's a blast. For a free update, it's pretty crazy, and you gotta give it a shot. One more thing before the CES coverage. Holy cow, the Quest 2 is absolutely popping off. It looks like all the marketing and advertising, everything else has been worth it because just 7 weeks after the Quest 2's launch, the headset has surpassed both the original Quest monthly active users and the original Quest all-time peak of monthly users. To give you a quick idea here, the Quest 2 has beat the Quest original numbers in almost every way after just 7 weeks, and the Quest has been available since March of 2019. I think that speaks for itself at the moment. I do worry a little that this massive jump in Quest 2 users will overwhelmingly influence the software in the near future to the for the Quest Store. It just seems like you can make a lot more money faster on that store at the moment, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, finally, CES coverage. In case you don't know, CES is a giant trade show called the Consumer Electronics Show. Usually the event takes place in Las Vegas, Nevada, and it's where just about every tech-related company shows off their plans and devices for the next year or coming years. And every year I've been watching, I've been able to see AR and VR grow massively at these events. More companies, more innovation, and this year is no different. Unfortunately, one thing that is different is CES is completely digital, which makes sense. So, things that have caught my eye this year, at least so far.
Before
I
Hard
have
Rock
to start
closed, they
with
had
these
a
gloves. This is
porno
the
convention,
Sense Glove
and all the
Nova,
porn
and
stars
it's
were
a
there.
dream
Like,
of mine that
Damn.
one
big and
day,
small,
maybe
gay,
soon, we
straight,
can finally ditch
older,
having to use controllers in VR. I mean, just imagine the difference in immersion.
That was one of the
If
craziest
gloves
shits
had
I've ever
force
seen.
feedback, for
Like, that
example,
was
your
crazy. I've
fingers
never
would
just
feel
seen a bunch of
resistance
porn
of
stars
items
just
within the
walking
game.
Oh,
around.
gathered at one
Since
time,
I was
yo.
like,
a set of VR
not even like a just like
tracking, and
in
the
shock.
part
Like,
is,
oh
like I
my
said
God.
earlier,
I
force
wasn't
feedback.
judging it.
And
Just
it does
like,
it in a
damn,
very
dude.
interesting way.
Ow.
These strings attach to the glove on each finger, and it has a friction brake on each string, allowing each brake or finger to provide 20 newtons of force. This allows you to essentially feel different shapes and textures in VR. If you're holding a ball, the glove will pull your fingers back according to the geometry of that ball. It's like reverse holding of objects, sort of. It's super cool, and the Sense Glove's method of force feedback is sleek as well, with the idea being to mimic the system of tendons within your hand. Of course, there's also haptic feedback in the glove, and it's compatible with any standalone VR headset apparently, which makes me wonder what tracking method is actually being used here. The older development kit had Vive Tracker compatibility, but I don't really see that here. In terms of availability and usage, this is
anxious to get to the feet
regular
painting, yo. I
consumers
might do
costing
them out of
a
order
sleek
and do the feet painting.
$5,000. It's
and
really
then
made
do
for
those.
professionals in a training environment, and even though that price
Those
sounds like a
look
lot,
good side by
gloves
side.
provide one of the cheapest, most versatile options, leading to an active partnership with companies like Volkswagen. Now let's be real, this doesn't cost $5,000 to manufacture, so we may see something like this trickle down in the future. Either way, very cool. I always like talking about glove stuff here. Next up in the CES coverage is an extremely cool new kind of display for VR and mixed reality. One of the hardest things to do right now in a mixed reality pass-through setting is accurately capture the lighting of the pass-through and of course. Well, a company called Serial has announced two prototypes that feature something called a light display. Now, how it exactly works is decently complicated, but the end result is a display that provides a light-accurate pass-through image, but more importantly, allows for true-to-life depth to be seen in 3D, mimicking the actual eye. I'll try and put this really simply. Most VR headset displays basically use stereoscopy to achieve a 3D image, and this does the job.
This
for
is
the most
always the
part,
part
but
where I
it's
feel so
only
wasteful because there's so
accommodating
much
for one
paint
of
on
the
there.
two functions that our eyes
This
use
is in a
together
trash
to achieve a perceived depth.
do
The
need to
new
get
light field
another
displays that are being
bottle
used here allow for the
baby oil.
usage of both. The stereoscopy type called convergence, or the image each eye is seeing combined together, and the second piece of the puzzle being accommodation, which is the change of focus in each eye independently. Normally, these two work together and gives reality its distinct three-dimensional look, but achieving that look in a headset is significantly harder. You could go down the route of
What, Mama? You being an earthy jerk? What? What, baby? You just want to be rubbed on 24/7. You don't never get tired of being touched. No. Big baby.
Happy New Year! Happy New You! Save 10 to 20% off anything at Raymore and Flanagan.
On the cloud ain't coming back down.
Going into the West Wing at the White House, My Pillow guy Mike Lindell.
You have no attitude. She was her call. You have no attitude, Stank.
We are coming to you with a news alert. Questions are being raised today after the My Pillow guy Mike Lindell visited the White House, and a photograph of some of the notes that he took into the White House with him has gone viral and has some concerns, has caused some concerns given what his notes said. So we want to talk about the My Pillow Guy White House notes that are raising some concerns. We're going to take your comments and questions on this. At Lookner on Twitter is where you can reach me, at Lookner on Twitter. And thank you so much to our moderators for being in our chat room today. Thank you, moderators. Okay, so My Pillow Guy, well, he is Mike Lindell. Do you know what My Pillow is? My Pillow is like a pillow that's advertised in a lot of infomercials. My Pillow. Here you go, My Pillow. A pillow manufacturing company, My Pillow. The CEO of My Pillow is about as big a supporter of President Trump as you can get. And you can see today, that's from Peter Alexander, My Pillow founder Mike Lindell spotted outside the West Wing, tried to ask him some questions, he declined. So Mike Lindell going to see the president in the White House today, interesting, not in itself that big a story. But then, Jabin Botsford from the Washington Post got a photograph of Mike Lindell's notes before going into the West Wing at the White House today. And these notes are what is causing a bunch of concern among many people. All right, now let's look at the notes here. Let's look at the notes, and I'm going to try to get this bigger. Bigger. Is it possible for me to get this bigger? I don't know. Well, for now, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I think I got all the notes on the screen there. That's about as big as I can make it right now. So you can see what it says is, I'm just going to do my best to read this to you. It looks like must be taken immediately to save the blank of the Constitution. Must be taken immediately to save the blank of the Constitution. Something now as acting national security something. So it looks like Mike Lindell wants President Trump to appoint somebody as acting national security advisor. Also, something him with getting the evidence of all the, and then something in the election and all information regarding using people he knows who already have security, blank, have done massive research on these issues, blank, Fort Meade. He is an attorney with cyber something expertise and is up to speed on election issues. Keep going. This looks like it says Insurrection Act now. It's not clear what that word is, but it looks like it says Insurrection Act now as a result of the assault on the something. And then it says martial law if necessary upon the first hint of any. So the Insurrection Act is an act by which the president can employ the U.S. Armed Forces domestically. That allows the president to deploy armed forces domestically. So this paragraph seems to say insurrection, if I'm reading that right, you can't see, but it looks like Insurrection Act now, as a result of the assault on, and then it says martial law if necessary upon the first hint of any, we don't know the rest. Okay, then down here it mentions somebody, Sidney Powell, who is this disgraced lawyer who has been advocating for the false claims of election fraud, but has also put out some really crazy theories, Sidney Powell, about election fraud. So widely discredited lawyer Sidney Powell, Bill Olson, Kurt Olson, and then it says move Kash Patel to CIA acting, which Kash Patel is a Trump loyalist, who I believe is working with the Pentagon right now. But it sounds like Mike Lindell, My Pillow Guy, wants President Trump to appoint his loyalist to new CIA acting director. That's what it sounds like. Then it says here, something on foreign interference in the election, trigger something powers. maybe trigger emergency powers, I'm not sure. Make clear this is China, Iran, something domestic actors, instruct Frank something evidence on more broad, something. So these are notes that the My Pillow guy, according to Jabin Botsford, who's with the Washington Post, he took this picture. It's been widely reported that the My Pillow guy went to see President Trump at the Oval Office today, and Jabin Botsford says that these are the notes he was bringing into the West Wing with him. But the notes seem to suggest, I mean, unless these are somehow, maybe they're notes for another meeting he has today, not with the president, but if these are the notes for that meeting with the president, I mean, one thing that's concerning is it says, it seems to say Insurrection Act now as a result of the assault on the blank, martial law if necessary upon the first hit of any. So, I mean, you know, and then he talks about Sidney Powell, who's this, again, widely discredited lawyer who's been for months putting forth completely unsubstantiated and false charges of election fraud. And then he says, talk about appoint, it seems like he's saying something now, appoint this person now as acting national security, maybe advisor. Also, move Kash Patel to CIA acting. Kash Patel is a Trump loyalist. Does he want President Trump to replace the CIA director? It says up here, taken immediately to save the blank of blank the Constitution. So what is I mean, from the looks of this, I don't know. It looks like these notes make it look like the My Pillow guy was meeting with President Trump today, telling him to take extreme action. I'm guessing he's telling that the election was still stolen, which was false. But like, it seems like he wants President Trump to take extreme action, like appoint different people to these very powerful positions like CIA director or national security advisor, and also maybe even use the Insurrection Act to deploy U.S. troops in the United States, within the United States, and also martial law if necessary. So is this what he was talking about in his meeting with President Trump today? But again, those are the notes. I'm just reading you the notes from him outside the West Wing. It says right there, Jabin Botsford, Washington Post. He took the picture. CEO Michael Lindell shows off his notes before going into the West Wing at the White House today in Washington, D.C. So, you can see why there are concerns about this. I'm going to show you some of the response to this, but I also want to hear from you. At Lookner on Twitter is where you can reach me about this with your comments and questions. Let's see here. Ben Collins with NBC News says, reminder that the My Pillow guy shared an 8-Kun document that only called for war at 3:40 a.m. the day before the insurrection. 8-Kun it's the former 8chan. It's a chat board that is known for having one thing it's known for is having some extreme content. It is now, I believe, only available on the dark web. Okay, Susan Glasser, I think she's with the New Yorker, I'm sorry. She says, how will we ever explain to the future that it's 5 p.m. on the last Friday of Trump's presidency and he is in the White House meeting with the My Pillow guy to discuss martial law, while an actual army is deployed to the Capitol Green Zone to protect against Trump's violent supporters?
It's so weird. Like, what is going on?
I want to hear from you guys, again, at Lookner on Twitter. Give me a shout. I wonder if there's any other reporting on this too. Michael Chambers says, my question, Michael Chambers is our viewer. Michael Chambers says, my question is, how does this My Pillow guy have so much information? The details in these notes seem like it would have come from a long-term government official.
That's what's up.
How much money does it take to buy your way into the White House? SMDA. So now,
Never
look,
heard that name before.
There's none of the information in there is necessarily true. It sounds like when you look at it that he is just. I mean, again, I don't know. If you look at the notes, again, according to Jabin Botsford, who's with the Washington Post, who's a photographer, so he took these photos. He says these are the notes that the My Pillow guy had before going into the West Wing to see President Trump today. It looks like it's maybe a proposal that My Pillow guy is making.
But who the fuck is him to get an audience with the president?
It doesn't look to me like it's inside information as
Obama
much
met
as
with a bunch of rappers,
like his proposals for what to do. But again, in case you're just joining us, these Jabin Botsford took this photograph. The notes, the My Pillow guy's notes before going into the White West Wing to see President Trump today, and among the things he says, let's just read it over again. Something taken immediately to save the Constitution, in capital letters. Appoint, it looks like somebody's name now as acting national security, I assume that's advisor. I guess something him, like order him or charge him with getting the evidence of all the something in the election and all information regarding whatever is next, using people he knows who already have security clearance, done massive research on these issues, something at Fort Meade. He is an attorney with cyber something expertise and is up to speed on election issues. So again, this makes it looks like he's going in there and claiming he's telling Trump that that the election is somehow fraudulent or controlled or manipulated, which it's not. Then he says this looks like Insurrection Act, which the Insurrection Act allows the president to deploy U.S. military forces within the United States. Insurrection Act now as a result of the assault on I assume that has to do with, I assume that involves a false claim of election fraud, and also martial law if necessary upon the first hint of any. That's what it says, martial law if necessary upon the first hint of any. That would be where the military takes over law enforcement. Then it mentions Sidney Powell, among other people, and Sidney Powell, again, is a widely disgraced lawyer who's been putting out false claims about election fraud for a couple months, and also and sometimes appearing on behalf of the president. And then also something on foreign interference in the election, trigger. It looks like maybe emergency powers, make clear this is China, Iran, something, use domestic actors. So it almost looks like here he's suggesting that President Trump claimed that China and Iran have manipulated the election, and therefore President Trump needs to take over emergency powers. Instruct Frank, and then I can't really read the rest of this. So is that what he's going in there and telling the president today? All right. Let's take some more comments from you guys.
Look at that apple juice.
Let's see here. Michael Beck says maybe he's pushing this for his own benefit, as in he wants access to the president at all costs. Well, look, it's certainly a financial benefit to My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell, if President Trump is president, because President Trump promotes My Pillow guy, has him appear at his rallies, and I'm sure it's great for My Pillow guy's business. So certainly, Mike.
But Steve just said the best thing, like Trump, some dude in there trying to get Trump to rally the fucking military against this thing, and the military's already rallied against him and his supporters at all the capitals in DC and everything. It's like, bro, they already set up against you. So how are you gonna go up there and tell them like, no, you're gonna do what I say now? Like
You wanna go make myself a drink or something?
a drink.
No.
Oh.
Unless you want to drink. You can drink. I was thinking like something more.
No.
Tea or coffee or there's still juice down there. Still.
Damn.
There's that good ass peach cran apple juice down there, and that Bragg's drink is still down there. That hibiscus drink.
Just hot dog with some mustard and ketchup on it.
Oh, sauerkraut on it too.
No, sauerkraut ain't the best shit.
It was nasty. It looked nasty.
I know it was okay, but it's soft.
You should have probably got that one out the bag. This looked more
Yeah,
popular.
cause I like that crisp, crunchy sauerkraut.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Like I don't eat it at all, but if I did eat it, it would have to be like crisp, like that.
Like that one I got, yo. It's
My family
it
loves
has a
that
good
shit.
flavor
I
to it, but
can't get down with the smell of it.
It
And I
is
can
kind
eat
of
some
weird.
stinky food. Like I can do seafood, I can do onions, but like I can't get down with the smell of sauerkraut. It just is like, oh.
Yeah, so I got some sauerkraut that's not the best. It's okay, but it's not like crispy how I like that shit. And I could not find the brand that I like. Anyway, so I'll be alright.
Yeah, so you just want a hot dog, you don't want nothing to drink.
I got apple juice.
But I feel like it's just watered down because that ice was all in there. And then
It'll be alright. It's apple juice. It's enough.
it's water juice, no?
Alright. I just need a hot dog.
Okay, baby. Let me feed you. You already let the dog out?
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. Is in for the new year, man. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, they already got the National Guard set up all around DC. Some dude posted images from DC. They got all the major arteries into the city. That shit is already barricaded off, yo. Like you can't drive. You can't drive down the access roads that get you close to the fucking White House. You just can't do it. And they've had the National Guard camping out at the Capitol buildings for the past couple days, like to stop any Trump supporters from doing that shit again. And it's just not in DC; it's in other major capitals as well around the nation where they have barricades and National Guards already stationed there to stop anyone from doing shit. And now the My Pillow guy goes in there and tells Trump like, oh well, if you enact this bill and this bill and you enact this powers and then you can set up martial law, like but they're already set up to stop you. And then if you enact martial law, then you're gonna stop what from going on? Like people, I mean the votes are already done. He's already president elect. All he has to do is get inaugurated in. So I mean, what will martial law actually stop at this point? So I don't get it, man. That's what's up. Talk about do a photo shoot for the Reader series, nigga. I need to add another dude to the Reader series. Oh shit! I might need to go back to sleep. I gotta go to the gym and I got 4 hours. The gym don't open up until 7. But we woke up like 1:30. Now we're in the studio. Now it's already 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, this past week was my first on Tuesday. And Tuesday was the last period. And so me going back on that day, my next paycheck will be for 1 day. I have a 1 day paycheck, and it's like, all right. I can't wait to just like get my full fucking paycheck again, bro. Like this shit has been crazy. My bank account looking silly. Like I'm pretty good at managing money, and thanks to uh, people like you who want to support my art and purchase commissions and stuff, like that shit really helps subsidize my income, especially in these, like when I was out of work for 12 fucking weeks. It's like, oh my god. And for the first month I was out of work, I didn't receive any kind of benefits at all. How my short-term disability was set up is you get 90 days of short-term disability, but your injury has to be so substantial that you're out of work for that amount of time. And so like for your first 30 days out of work, you don't even get anything. And then it kicks in for 90 days. It's weird how they did it, but anyway, I was like, damn, I'm happy I got something to hold me over for a minute, but this injury fucked me up, bad, like financially, because I wanted to do some shit this year, man. I wanted to like put a new fence up around my backyard and redo my kitchen floor. But hell, I done dug in my savings so much, I ain't got time for that shit right now. I gotta save up again before I got down. If I do that shit. But it is what it is. Goddamn, let Uncle Joe Biden give me a $2,000 stimulus check though. I'm getting something done. That's one thing. Like I got an estimate on my on my fence for the backyard. Like the nicest fence I can get. That's what I price, yo. Man, that motherfucker told me $12,000. How much? 12. Ooh, shit, nigga. Ooh, that's a lot. For a fence? 12,000? I might have to build that shit myself, man. I might have to build that shit myself for 5,000. I ain't got $12,000 for no fence. And then like the cheapest fence he wanted was like 8,000. I'm like, man, y'all ain't got no deals or nothing at all. Y'all can't. Can't do that shit for no goddamn for no goddamn 8,000, especially not no $12,000. Shit. But I mean, once again, yo, I ain't no Trump supporter, but I kind of wish that Trump could have just stayed in office for another 4 years and just rolled that shit out. You know what I'm saying? Let him get his 8 years like every other president. But oh well, it didn't happen. You get your ass up out of there. I don't see why so many people trying to fight this shit so hard, and especially these Christian apologists who be having prophecies and visions from God saying that, oh, Trump will stay in office for another 4 years. He will be our president. Like, no.
My Pillow guy would stand to benefit if President Trump keeps being president. Personally, I don't know if that's the reason why I can't tell you the reason he's going in there with those notes. But it's possible that's one thing factoring in here. Let's see here. I was sent this by Michael, One Rare Zebra. Former FBI Special Agent Asha Rangappa says, I think the FBI might need to have a chat with My Pillow guy. Is it a crime if My Pillow guy is going into the White House and claiming the election was stolen and encouraging President Trump to use the to deploy the Insurrection Act and possibly even use martial law? Is there some kind of, like, I don't know, would that count as sedition? If he's encouraging President Trump to do that? I don't know. I don't know what the law is. A couple of viewers sent me this, Johnny Jones, among others. There's a guy named Wes Beale who did what he thought was a transcription. So, you know, I'm just reading what I can see there. He thinks this word here is used. He thinks the word right here is used where it says China, Iran. It says foreign interference in the elections, trigger something, or maybe emergency powers, make clear this is China, Iran, used domestic actors. Well, I think I saw that. I think I read that before anyway. Okay, let me see if there's more reporting on this. Okay, hang tight for a second. Josh Marshall, who's with Talking Points Memo, founder of Talking Points Memo, which is a political website and political news outlet, he says it appears to be a completely solid headline that on his last Friday in office, the president is planning a new coup plot in league with the My Pillow guy from the commercials. This is neither parody nor hyperbole. Robert McGuire posted this. He said, WAPO photographer got a close-up of the My Pillow guy's notes before his meeting with President Trump today. Hard to read, seems to push for using martial law if necessary. References Sidney Powell, and I think an attorney at the NSA, Fort Meade, advocate for Trump to move Kash Patel, a Trump loyalist, to acting CIA. It does say move Kash Patel to acting CIA. Kash Patel, you can see, is Trump loyalist, Kash Patel. That's a story about Kash Patel from December. It says Trump loyalist Kash Patel blocking some Pentagon officials from helping Biden transition. They call him a Trump loyalist. I don't know, is he still working at the Pentagon? Let's see here. Kash Patel, this is from yesterday, Fox News. Kash Patel, Defense Department fully cooperating with transition to Biden administration. Let's see here. Oh, is this like this is by Kash Patel. All right, I was looking for some stuff about Kash Patel. So anyways, hang on. Greg Miller, who I think is with the Washington Post, national security correspondent for the Washington Post, says, the My Pillow guy appears to want Trump to install Kash Patel as acting director of the CIA. Okay, so again, we are covering this right now Mike Lindell, my pillow guy, was at the White House today meeting the president. And Jabin, that's from Peter Alexander. And Jabin Botsford, and My Pillow is a pillow that is sold in lots of infomercials. That's a simple way to describe it. And my pillow guy, Mike Lindell, is a big supporter of President Trump. So he was at the White House today, and Jabin Botsford of the Washington Post captured a photograph of his notes before going into the West Wing today. And if you look at the notes, it has been raising some concerns because, among other things, it brings up the possibility of using it says, it seems to say Insurrection Act now and martial law if necessary. The Insurrection Act, by the way, if you look here from USA Today about the Insurrection Act, the Insurrection Act of 1807 authorizes the president to dispatch the military or federalize the National Guard in states that cannot control themselves or defy federal law. Invocation of the act is reserved for when things are really bad. It's an act that would allow military forces to be deployed within the United States, U.S. military forces. Let's see here. The act was last invoked in 1992 to quell LA riots. So this is, you can see, the Insurrection Act. He had said this is from last June. Last June, during the major protests, he talked about deploying the U.S. military.
Y'all don't think so?
In a city or state. And this article is from the NPR, says to do that, the president would need to invoke what's known as the Insurrection Act of 1807. The original text of the act, which has been amended several times, reads as follows: an act authorizing the employment of the land and naval forces of the U.S. in cases of insurrection. So again, these notes today seem to say Insurrection Act now as a result of the assault on, and I assume that's some false claim about election fraud, then martial law if necessary. That's where the military takes over law enforcement. Also it says, move Kash Patel, who is a Trump loyalist, to CIA acting, which would seem like make a Trump loyalist CIA acting director. And it also says, install blankety blank now at acting national security. I'm guessing that's advisor. And it seems to say that he wants President Trump to blame the fraudulent election, which wasn't actually fraudulent, on foreign interference. Something foreign interference in the election, trigger, looks like maybe emergency powers, make clear this is China, Iran, used domestic actors. All right. Give me a shout. Let me know your thoughts on this. At Lookner on Twitter. Hey, a quick thank you to our for your support. SB, John Person, Tamao, thank you. Mike Tag, thank you. Don Teller. Mike Tag says, let's all remember back in April, May in the Rose Garden with major corporations, this dude came out of nowhere. My pillow guy. Don Teller, thank you. And also Viticus Rising. Thanks for your support. All right, let's take some more comments from you. And thanks to our moderators as well. Really appreciate it, moderators. We have Sarah Joy, Angel V moderating, Melissa Alicia, Sarah 55, thank you. Thanks to our Periscope viewers as well. Thanks to our Facebook and Twitch viewers too. Hang on a second. Here we got Idaho's. In our moderators, Idaho Star News and Smoke are moderating in Twitch, and thanks to our Facebook moderators as well. Jay Sinrod thinks somebody sent My Pillow guy to the White House. This is way beyond a pillow company CEO pay grade. CEO's pay grade. That's what our viewer Jay Sinrod says.
Yeah, but My Pillow guy is in that.
Peg Real says, I can't believe you're the only person disturbed that the My Pillow guy has such easy access to the President of the United States.
Goddamn billionaire
well,
motherfuckers. Yeah.
There's one thing which is just he's in their meeting, right? That's one thing. But it's not just the meeting. According to this photo from Justin Botsford, he says these are his notes he was looking at before going to the West Wing. Now, as I said, I guess it's possible these are notes for a different meeting. It would seem like these are, if he's looking at these outside the West Wing before he goes in, it would seem like that's what he's going to talk about if he's bringing it in there, but who knows what he talked about. But it's, concerning that they mention using the Insurrection Act now, which would be deploying U.S. armed forces domestically, and also martial law if necessary. Next Sunrise, MGG Sunrise says they are good friends, not with. L.M. says he's donating lots of money to Trump.
He has. My Pillow guy.
And again, taken immediately to save the Constitution. And he seems to be calling for President Trump to install a new acting national security advisor and also install a Trump loyalist, Kash Patel, as the acting CIA director. I just wonder if he really went in there and said this. If he went in there and said this, is there a law broken by that? If you're encouraging the president to basically use the military to take control of the country, when there's not a good reason to, is there some kind of law being broken by that? I don't know.
Clearly think there's a good reason.
Donor Pity Party says maybe he's just going in there to read him a short story he wrote. Jonathan Karl, who's a White House reporter, he reports with ABC News. He says, and yes, the My Pillow guy with his QAnon conspiracy theories and plans for martial law was in the Oval Office today meeting with Trump.
You'll file these away? That's a wrap.
Asawin Subsang, who's with the Daily Beast, says not only has he been in direct contact with Trump recently, including at Mar-a-Lago, where Trump went out of his way to praise and thank Mike Lindell, but My Pillow CEO has been a major funder of several pro-Trump efforts to overturn 2020. This is an article from December. My Pillow CEO Mike Lindell is throwing down big money to fuel pro-Trump election charges.
Is that where this story comes from?
That was from December. Mike Lindell, the My Pillow CEO and a personal friend and diehard MAGA supporter of President Trump, says he poured more than $1 million of his own money into bankrolling efforts to nullify Joe Biden's win in the 2020 presidential race. And then Benji Sarlin, who's with NBC News, looked at these notes and said, can't say the words visible here screen working on a peaceful and orderly transition. And then he says, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the pillow guy sure seems like someone to interview under oath in an impeachment proceeding.
So this is
Ross Armour says evidence for his Senate trial to prevent him from ever holding office again. Actually, look, there probably will be a Senate trial unless, I guess, the Supreme Court says it's not illegal to try him after he leaves office. But assuming there is a Senate trial, Senate impeachment trial for the president, this could come up,
follow Travis.
right? It could come up. I could see someone who wants President Trump convicted and barred from holding office again saying, look what he was discussing on January 15th, 5 days before leaving office.
Yes, Mama, what? What do you want?
Okay, so let's just, I just want to go over this again because I know some people are just tuning in. So My Pillow is basically a pillow that's sold on a lot of infomercials. That's my brief summary of My Pillow. And on the infomercials, they feature, I don't know if they all do, but they frequently feature the CEO, Mike Lindell, who is a big supporter of the president. And Mike Lindell was at the White House today, meeting with President Trump. And you can see here, Peter Alexander says, My Pillow founder Mike Lindell spotted outside the West Wing, tried to ask him some questions. He declined. I assume he was meeting with President Trump because he was going to the West Wing. And then you can see here, Jab Botsford said My Pillow CEO Mike Lindell shows off his notes before going into the West Wing at the White House on Friday, January 15, 2021. So I assume he was meeting with President Trump. I didn't see the meeting myself. I assume that's why he's there. And Jabin Botsford got these notes.
Okay, you're not gonna sit in the
these
hallway,
notes
so come in and go down.
are concerning to a lot of people. So the general tone of the notes seems to be that President Trump should basically take extreme measures such as employing the Insurrection Act, which would deploy military troops within the United States. Also, he should consider martial law, and that he should replace
the music's loud. You guys smoke.
You got me in that smoky room with all this
like
loud
the
ass
National Security
talking.
Advisor and
Everything smells like fucking
and
paint.
the CIA
Why she be
director.
rolling her
And also
eyes?
that he should blame an election. It looks like he's saying he should
Smells
blame
every-
the
oh my
quote
God.
unquote fraudulent election on China and Iran. I don't know if that's supposed to be a false pretext or if Mike Lindell really believes that. So again,
What?
it says
I got the
taken. It says blank. It looks like it maybe says
Stubborn ass.
must be. I can't tell here, but it looks like that's B. So I don't know if that means. I don't know if in capital letters it says must be taken immediately to save the Constitution in capital letters. So it looks like he's encouraging President Trump to take immediate action. Something now as active. This person as acting national security advisor, maybe, and it looks like, charge him or instruct him with getting the evidence of all the blank in the election and all information regarding blank, using people he knows who already have security clearance or something, done massive research on these issues at Fort Meade. He's an attorney with cyber, whatever, can't see here, expertise, and is up to speed on election issues. It looks like this says Insurrection Act now as a result of the assault on the whatever, then martial law if necessary upon the first hint of any, and we don't know the rest. Also mentions disgraced lawyer Sidney Powell, who has been putting out crazy election conspiracy theories over the last couple months. Widely discredited lawyer Sidney Powell, who has sometimes been speaking on behalf of the Trump administration. And also, it says move Kash Patel, who is a Trump loyalist, to CIA acting. I assume that means CIA acting director. Then it says something on foreign interference in the election, trigger, looks like emergency powers, make clear this is China, Iran, something, use domestic actors. So does he want President Trump to claim that somehow China and Iran has manipulated our election by using domestic actors? I don't know. And then I can't really read the rest of it. So that is My Pillow Guy's notes before going into the West Wing, presumably to see President Trump today. Oh, I see. Mike O'Knight says this channel is leftist. Right. So reporting on a guy going into the White House, presumably seeing President Trump, with notes that say use the Insurrection Act and consider imposing martial law. So that's not news unless you're leftist, right? The only reason somebody would want to report this is if they were a leftist, because otherwise it's not important. The only reason this is a news story is because I'm leftist. I see. Okay, good to know that. It's good to know that this is not of any importance whatsoever unless you're a leftist.
He don't name call or nothing. He just gets upset.
Good to know. Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Don't curse or do nothing like that. Like, you're accusing me of what? Like his channel is called Agenda Free. He has no agenda. He's not being biased. He has his own opinions. You really don't like Trump, yeah? You really don't like that fucker.
Hunter
but that
Walker,
doesn't mean he's gonna like report the news with a bias.
I just called the My Pillow guy who was in the West Wing this afternoon with a plan.
But still, like, that was straight. Like, he didn't.
Like you said, man, look, this dude went to I'm reporting the news. This guy went to the fucking White House with a letter and he met with Trump. Like, what the fuck is going on with this shit? And we have pictures of your letter, and it has this vague language of who you should appoint to office. Why is the My Pillow guy giving you suggestions on who you should appoint to a different position 5 days before you're out of office? There's words like martial law written down on there, like 5 days before you leave office. Like, what the fuck is this? You're a sore loser, bro. Don't be like that. Yo, appreciate y'all chilling in the studio. We ain't do shit but sit here and chew the fat, smoke some blunts, show some art. I did clean off my palette. I got it oiled up. I have the new project on the easel, and we found the picture for that. So next time I come in the studio, all I have to do is load up my palette with some paints and start painting. And for this one, I think I really am gonna focus on the background first, because there's gonna be a lot of knife work, and I want to use a fan brush, which I don't normally use. So we'll play around with the background on that one a little bit to see how that works out, and work it just like we do every other painting. So once again, appreciate y'all always kicking it in here, chilling with me. And yeah, Boozy, whenever you're ready, just let me know. Catch y'all next time.